Hi, everybody, and welcome to a journal flip through from Claudia at We're Just Two Sisters. Today, I'm going to take you through this absolutely beautiful journal that I like to call Tip Your Hat to Vintage Fashion. And it's just that. It's a very delicate, very feminine journal, lots of writing space, a ladies' writing journal that is, I would say, has a French and a Victorian flair to it. And I just can't wait to show it to you. As you know, I love doing these super feminine ones, especially the more lacy Victorian style journals. And so I can't wait to walk you through it. This is a big one. It's got lots of stuff in it. I would say it would be just really maximized in the embellishment department. It's 8 inches by 5 3/4, almost 6 inches. It has a large spine, about 1.25 inches spine, maybe even 1.5 inches there. And it is not only beautifully decorated, but it's also just the embellishments in this one are just exquisite. I'm very proud of it. And again, I call it Tip Your Hat to Vintage Fashion. So it has a detachable ribbon. I'm going to go ahead and take that off. And as you can see, it's made from a hardcover book that has a gray linen cover, which I thought was so pretty. And the contrast between the gray and the pink, I thought was just absolutely beautiful. So this has a lot of vintage ribbon, a lot of vintage lace. It's embellished on the cover with an illustration and a piece of really pretty paper sewn around the edges and embossed on the side. In addition to that, it also has a corner embellishment of some really beautiful lace, and it has a lace doily that wraps around the spine. I left the spine with the gray linen because I just thought the contrast was so pretty. And on the back of this journal is yet another beautiful illustration, the same similar vintage lace and the doily that, as I said, wraps around. On the embossing on the edge here, I've actually decorated that a little bit with some gold leafing. And as you can see, hopefully the light shines on that so you can see how that gold kind of pops out. So this is a really chubby journal. That's about as far as it'll close because of all the wonderful stuff inside. But there's still a significant amount of space to do a lot of journaling as well as a lot of additional decorating if you chose to do so. The ribbon on this is really long, so even if you continue to add new things, you would still be able to tie a ribbon around it. And with your ribbon being detachable, you can always replace it with something that you like better if that pink satin ribbon is just not your cup of tea. So let's take a look inside. So when you first open it up, it has the cover, which is decorated with this really pretty craft paper. The spine is held in place with this really beautiful coffee dyed linen that I had. And as you can see with this one, let me flip it up for just a minute. It has 1, 2, 3 signatures that are sewn into the spine. Each signature contains about 30 pages, so it has over 100 pages total. So let's take a walk through. So this inside cover has this beautiful pocket that's sewn around the edges, embossed here on the side, on the bottom, and that has this fun little card with the vintage dresses here. And everything about this journal is about hats. Thus the name, Tip Your Hat to Fashion. So each of the cards, each of the illustrations, all at least depict something that has illustrations of ladies and gentlemen with hats. So this first little thing here is a little clip that comes off. And as you can see, I'll lay this over to the side. That can be used anywhere in the journal, and it's great when it hangs over the edge. So this little folio here is Fashionable Clark, the Popular Hatter. And inside this folio, there are a couple of things. There's another little tablet inside that little pocket. This tablet opens up, and it has some really great paper here. That's some old advertisements, and then in the pocket there's a little folded piece here that's gentlemen and their suits. Why not a ready-to-wear suit for the holidays? And these gentlemen are quite dapper with their hats. It was so cool back in the day when everybody dressed so nicely, and a hat was definitely an accent to your outfit. That just slides in here. This little pocket is made from a advertisement from a Sears Roebuck catalog advertising plumes for hats. The bottom part of this is a tablet that has a variety of different types of papers that are staggered and just kind of create that cool look of dimension and different sized papers. So again, this one just gets clipped onto the corner here. Open up the little clip. And clip it onto the page. And then you can just, oops, I clipped it onto too many pages there. I'll take that off for a second. Sorry about that. It's easier to do when you don't have the camera going there. And we'll just continue to walk through. As I said, there's a lot of variety of different types of paper. There's old vintage stationery. There's craft paper. There's pages out of an old Victorian fashion book. And the pages that I chose mostly have like scarves and hats, some old stationery again. Lots of different sizes, lots of places to write. There's a slit pocket. This slit pocket has 3 cards and a tag. Beautiful tag with that lady with the hat with her roses. More ladies with hats. Just all kinds of different hats. And then I added this really fun piece of cloth here. That's a flower that's made out of some fabric. Fun piece here that I just did some unique stitching on. And as you can see, this one has a lot of lace that hangs over the edges. Here's a page, the center of the first signature, that has a little folio that comes out. I'll take the ribbon off. It says, "In my heart." There's a pocket here with a little tag. Up here it says "Smitten." And then when you open it up, as you can see, it's sewn around the edges in some pretty pink thread. Open it up, it has 2 pockets with cards depicting different hat designs and these lovely ladies with their hats. And then on this side is just a little tablet. And the ribbon just can slide right on there, hopefully, without untying it. And then what I like to do with this is just when you slide it down into the belly band, if you kind of put that over the belly band, it kind of holds it in place really nicely. This side has a slit pocket. This is actually made, if you can kind of tell, it's made out of a Starbucks coffee cozy. And in here is this beautiful vintage handkerchief that you can remove. You can put anything in there that you like, but I just thought that this particular journal really warranted having a vintage handkerchief in it. More stationery, Lots of writing and journaling space. Here's a fun little doodad that is just a heart-shaped embellishment made out of old book pages. And, you know, they get a little crumpled, and that's okay. You can open them up and spread them out if you like, but they tend to get a little messed up sometimes, but messed up is good. The other thing you can do is just take something round and roll it on some of these, and it kind of crimps the pages a little bit. But when the book gets closed, they definitely get a little crumpled, so that's quite all right. Here's a page that has some really beautiful illustrations of outfits that have these beautiful plumed hats. Then I've added this plume feather here, an advertisement with the plume. On this side, there's a side pocket with a tag in it that has these lovely ladies with their beautiful dresses and, of course, their hats. Now you can have this kind of hang over the edge because this is a relatively small page, so it can hang over so that you can actually see that if you prefer to do that. Writing space, lots of journaling areas, more of that Victorian book with the outfits and dresses. Here's a really cute belly band that is attached, sewn on to a beautiful piece of craft paper. Here I've added a little, just a little tube, if you will, made out of some old vintage paper. And I've added some ribbon or some thread in there. It gives it some dimension and texture. Here's an advertisement of hats for little girls. And when you open this up, it's a large tablet, has a lot of writing paper, kind of graph paper or ledger paper. And then in this unique little pocket, there's this lovely lady here sporting her very fashionable hat. And this just can slide into that sewn on belly band. There's a beautiful page. This is the beginning of the second signature. Has this applique here with the butterfly, a pocket sewn around the edges with lots of lace, some beautiful photographs of some ladies with hats. Here's some additional ones that were a part of that series. And then this gorgeous little girl all dressed up in her incredible coat and her very, very fashionable hat. This is kind of a unique background here, almost looks like burlap. And it's great for these to just kind of hang over the top edge so that when you close your journal, you have that, all of those fun things hanging over the top. Again, lots of pretty lace. All of the lace is sewn on, as you can see here. And I just like the way that looks. Some people like to cover it up. I don't cover it up. I like the way it looks with the stitching. I use some fairly unique stitches, so I like how it looks on the opposite side. Beautiful pocket here with the bird. In the pocket, there's this card that has all of these amazing illustrations of quite lovely hats. It has this receipt from the department store on Main Street, Thompson's Department Store. I wonder if they sold these beautiful hats. And it also has this beautiful tag with the sunflowers. And on the back, it's a journaling card. Another side pocket of really vintage stationery, and a card and a tag. The gentlemen with their suits and their hats. The Charles Williams stores in New York City, and then some pencil drawing illustrations of some beautiful hats from probably the 20s. Some vellum paper, tracing paper, more of the beautiful illustrations that are in that Victorian Fashions and Costumes book. Here's a great pocket that has a cutout here from a old Sears Roebuck catalog. That is a gentleman's suit with, again, lovely hats. And here's another very dapper gentleman. And in the little pocket on the side, there is also a tag or a card, and that is this really cool photograph of the lady with her hat. I think I'd like to count how many times in this video walkthrough do I say the word hat. Probably not. Little beautiful little letter there, some cards. There's a beautiful hosiery card, 3 matching pockets, ladies there with their big bonnet type hats, beautiful tag that has some great ribbon that's stapled on with a really unique staple. And then this language and sentiment of flowers has a lot of different flowers and what their meanings are. Things that a fashionable lady would keep in her journal. A little attached folio here that has a pocket with some calligraphy and a little card with a gentleman. Come on, he does not want to come out of there. Card with this gentleman and his top hat, some journaling space on the back, lots of little writing space here. This one does not come out, it's attached to that card. Again, more stationery, a Valentine poem, beautiful framed picture. Had a lot of fun putting this one together. Little side pocket that's kind of just inset a little bit with this beautiful card of the bonnet, if you will, that has the tulle that hangs down over her face like a veil. It's very pretty. The center of the second signature, beautiful craft paper. These are always fun to decorate and dress them up, you know, with pieces of material. Here's a pocket that has an advertisement, 1925 models, better than ever. All types of hats for a young lady. Added some lace there, and then of course the young lady's mom, if you will. Very Victorian here that I put over the top of the craft paper. I thought it was a really unique comparison and contrast there. Here's a little belly band that says, "You are enough." And inside is this folio that, if you turn it this way, you can see that it depicts the velvet hat, the felt hat, and the cloth hat. They all look pretty much the same to me. And on the inside, there's a tablet made out of my own coffee dyed, stencil dyed paper, and 2 little pockets that both have removable cards. And this just closes like so and slides down into the belly band. I like their eyes to show there. It's a pretty page that poked some holes there, or punched some holes and put a ribbon through and made this into a pocket. Very kind of Art Deco illustration there. And then here's men's Macintoshes or raincoats with some journaling space on the back. Here's a beautiful young lady in kind of a riding suit with her fancy hat looking through a window. And on this side is just this fun little flip. Bits of papers and making a little tablet that has all kinds of different sizes and textures of paper. And as I said, there are still some pages that can be embellished. This is a wonderful end of that signature, the second signature, beginning of the third signature. Has this great pocket that's made out of an index card, layered with different types of paper. In that pocket there is 2 cards that are somewhat similar, showing illustrations of different types of hats, and then this beautiful photograph of the lady with the beautiful eyes looking through her veil. On this side there is more unique, more Victorian type illustrations. There's a card here that has a side pocket, has space for journaling on the back. The side pocket has this exquisite tag, cute little button on the side that goes down into that pocket. And in this pocket here, this tag, I think I showed you, comes out to show you the spring styles there. And then these guys, an advertisement for 25 Guinea fur coats. Not sure how I feel about that. Well, I actually do know how I feel about that, but back in the day, no one really seemed to care too much about the consequences of fur coats. I'm glad we came to our senses. And here's a pocket that has some embossing here. I love this. This is kind of the theme of the journal. Tip your hat to fashion. And that's exactly what this gentleman is doing. Has one little card in here of 3 very fine ladies walking down the street, kind of strutting their lovely outfits. More headgear and different types of head adornment. Love this picture. And in here I've placed this vintage letter that's all folded up nicely. I thought it went just so well with this beautiful lady in her furry little hat and collar. The gentleman in a frame window on top of this really cool piece of nostalgia there. I believe that it is a passport. And here is a map with a side pocket and a receipt. Getting close to the end here. Here's the center of the third signature. And in this signature, we have this beautiful illustration here. And in there, there is this card with this lovely, lovely woman and her beautiful blue hat. Some vintage buttons that I made. And on this side, kind of a unique grouping here. This guy does come out. You can take it out. It's just in these 2 little slits with this little price tag, a vintage letter, and a tag. So I really enjoyed this grouping. I just thought it came out really pretty. Again, lots of places to write. This will come with a writing board, and it will also come with a fancy pen for you to use for writing. I've included a specimen card in here. It has this beautiful dried flowers that I dry myself, little bits and pieces on top of the map. And here we have a circle pocket. In the circle pocket, there's quite a few things. There's a couple of cards with those pen drawing and ink drawings. There's this beautiful tag. It has some pretty lace on it and another black and white illustration. I've kind of kept everything black and white in this one. Here's a little folio that opens up. It's sewn in the middle and has a lot of little space to write in. There's an advertisement and a photograph of this lady in her, I'm going to call it her Easter bonnet. Here there's a little side pocket here that looks like a film strip. And in there, there's 2 cards. This cute girl here, and then these beautiful women with their hats. Looks like they might be on a boat, or maybe a park bench. But when I first saw it, I kind of thought they looked like they were on a boat. But anyway, you can decide where you want them to be. But these both just slide down into that little pocket. The end of the 3rd signature, again, the same beautiful craft paper on the back. There's some room there to kind of add some additional touches. This is the final folio. And we'll just slide this ribbon off. And in this, it's Vogue on the front. And when you open it up, it's a flip folio. So it has a tablet on this side with some really pretty kind of rice paper here with roses on it. Then here there's turbans. And then when you open this up, there is a folio here that says, "Be your beautiful self." And when you open this one up, it has a little pocket here and a tablet that did not get attached. I will make sure that that gets attached, I promise. And this goes in here. Every once in a while I miss some little detail, but going through the videos allows me to catch them. 2 pockets here, both of them have some really cool cards and tags. Again, all about the hat. This folds this way, this folds this way. It has some really beautiful coffee dyed or stencil dyed linen on the side there. The ribbon can just go over the top. Hopefully I can get that on. There we go. Come on. And then you can just slide it down. You can always untie it, but it takes me a while to tie them back. And then this belly band here is embossed. And this guy slides in there like so. And then, as I said, the back of this one is very similar to the front with the hat illustration, the doily that wraps all the way around. So that is Tip Your Hat to Vintage Fashion. I hope you've enjoyed the walkthrough. If you are interested in purchasing this journal, it will be on the Etsy store. That's www.we'rejusttwosisters.etsy.com. Again, that's We're Just Two Sisters with the number 2.etsy.com. I'm grateful to say that they don't seem to last very long on the Etsy store. I hope that you've been inspired by the journal to maybe create your own that is similar. I feel like imitation is not really imitation, but, duplication, I guess is a better word, is the sincerest form of flattery. So I'm never offended if somebody wants to kind of use my ideas and make something that's all their own. And hope come back often to our YouTube channel. If you like what you see on our channel, please give us a like and share. It always helps. And again, don't be a stranger to the Etsy store because there's always something new and fun to check out. So hope you have a wonderful day, and thank you so much for taking the time to watch the video from We're Just Two Sisters.